Welcome to another episode of PSLE Science Made Simple. I'm Shen Hong and I'm a PSLE Science Specialist here at the Pique Lab. In this video, I'll be analysing a past year examination question on the topic of plants. I've also prepared this question for you to download for free by clicking on the link in the description box below. So, let's get started. Question 4. Claire placed a healthy potted plant in a sealed glass container as shown below. Since we are looking at the plant, this will be our key focus for this question. Is the plant a living or non-living thing? The plant is a living thing, and all living things go through life processes. What are the possible life processes that the plant can undergo? The plant can undergo photosynthesis and respiration. And some of you might share that the plant can undergo transpiration. But for this question, transpiration is not going to be our focus. Now that we are only looking at photosynthesis and respiration, what are the gases that are involved? We can think of two gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Let us look at photosynthesis first. Which gas is taken in during photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide is taken in during photosynthesis. And in the process, the plant will give out oxygen. How about respiration? We see that respiration is an opposite process to photosynthesis. This means that instead of taking in carbon dioxide, the plant will take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Now let us look below at what is given to us in the question. The question said that she placed the plant in a garden and recorded the amount of carbon dioxide in the container. So, out of the two gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide, which one do you think we will be focusing on? We will be focusing on carbon dioxide. In the process of photosynthesis, since carbon dioxide is taken in by the plant, can you tell me whether the amount of carbon dioxide in the container increases or decreases? The amount of carbon dioxide in the container should decrease, and in the process of respiration, when carbon dioxide is being produced, what can you tell me about the amount of carbon dioxide in the container? Does the amount of carbon dioxide in the container increase or decrease? The amount of carbon dioxide in the container should increase. So why is the increase and decrease in the amount of carbon dioxide important for us? This is because we are given the graph below that shows us the increase and decrease in the amount of carbon dioxide. Let us first look at W. At this point, is there an increase or decrease in the amount of carbon dioxide? We see that at W, there's an increase in the amount of carbon dioxide. And do we relate an increase in the amount of carbon dioxide to photosynthesis or respiration? We can relate an increase in the amount of carbon dioxide to respiration. So let us label R above point W. Next, let us look at X. We can see that there is a decrease in the amount of carbon dioxide, and we can link a decrease to the process of photosynthesis. For Y, we can see a decrease again, and we link this to photosynthesis as well. Finally, for point Z, we see that the amount of carbon dioxide increases, and we know that we can relate this to respiration. So, a lot of you at this point of time will be very excited to choose the correct option because you can tell me, Mr. Chen Hong, we have found all the processes related to every point for W, X, Y, and Z. So now let us transfer the working that we have made in the graph to the table below for us to choose our options. For photosynthesis, we have points X and Y. For respiration, we have points W and Z. Now, are you able to choose an option? For photosynthesis, X and Y will be at option 2. For respiration, W and Z will be at option 1. And you realize that you're not able to choose an option. So what should you do at this point in time? Many of you might get stuck and just anyhow choose an option. And you might end up choosing option 2 because it looks like the best answer. Well, in this question, the teacher was very kind because you're not given an option that says X, Y, W, Z. So most of my students will end up choosing option 2, which is correct. However, now you need to understand why option 2 is correct when it has X and Y in it. Because when you look at X and Y, you can see that the amount of carbon dioxide is decreasing while respiration releases carbon dioxide. That causes an increase in the amount of carbon dioxide instead. So why did the correct answer relate points X and Y to respiration? This is because there's one thing that a lot of students tend to miss out, is that respiration is the process whereby energy is being released by the cell to allow an organism to survive. If any organism stops respiring, they will die. Therefore, respiration must take place all the time. As a result, points W, X, Y, and Z must have respiration taking place. Right now, I'm very sure that some of you watching the video, including my own students, might not be convinced because you will ask me, since respiration is taking place all the time, why is it that the amount of carbon dioxide in the container still decreases? Shouldn't it increase? So, going back on top where we mentioned that photosynthesis and respiration are opposite processes, there is one process that takes place at a faster rate than the other. Do you know which process occurs at a faster rate? The answer is photosynthesis occurs at a faster rate than respiration. Hence, the rate that carbon dioxide is taken in by the plant during photosynthesis is faster than the rate of carbon dioxide given out during respiration, which is why the overall amount of carbon dioxide will decrease when photosynthesis occurs. In conclusion, respiration takes place all the time, and we can tell that photosynthesis has taken place only when we see a decrease in the amount of carbon dioxide, which is why we match points X and Y to photosynthesis and all the letters to respiration, giving us our correct answer to be option number 2. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you found this video useful, do give us a thumbs up. If you would like to check out more videos by us, do click on the links on the right hand side. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!